All right. If you can see me reply. All right. If you can see me reply. If you can see me reply. All right. If you can see me reply. If you can see me reply. All right. Uh, let's get started. All right. If you can see me reply. If you can see me reply. Okay. My name is Agina Mebaram. My name is Agina Mebaram. And I will be talking on basically how to design. So basically so just follow what I'll be doing. Okay, so I am an experienced UI/UX designer and I'm going to be running this workshop just to guide us on what design is all about. So I am an experienced design is all so basically the concept of UI/UX is an amazing concept. So I'm just going to take us through what UI/UX is all about. All right. So like I said before, if you're coming into the UI/UX field, right, one thing you should always take notice of if you're coming into the UI/UX field is the concept of you are not designing for yourself, you are designing for the user. All right. So if once you understand that as a UI/UX designer, it makes it easy for you to design. You understand that as a UI/UX designer, it makes it easy for you to design. All right. So I will be taking us through the whole process. Right. So if you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. If you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. If you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. If you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. If you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. If you are here, I would want to see your reply on the chat box, and you are happy to be here. So as a UI UX designer, I will be just be going fully into the course. So as a UI UX designer, one of the core things you should be able to learn as a UI UX designer will be you need to master how to design for your target audience. All right. So there's is one thing to design for yourself, and then there's another thing to design for your target audience. But the core thing as a designer is knowing how to design for your target audience. Like I've said before, UI UX is a very very strategic field. You might have a knowledge in graphic design, and then your knowledge in graphic design might not help you in UI UX designer. But the funniest thing about design is you can be a UI UX designer and you can flourish as a graphic designer. So you can be a UI UX designer and you are also going to be excellent as a graphic designer. So I'm just going to take us through how it works, how UI UX works. So I'm going to be explaining the fundamental tools that you'll be seeing here. All right. So some of the fundamental tools on your Figma. Figma is one site or one application we use for UI UX. All right. So if there's an application we use basically for UI UX, Figma is one of them. So we use Figma for UI UX a lot. All right. So I'm going to be explaining the basic tool on Figma and what we use it for. So we use Figma to run basically most UI UX, and then I'm going to be explaining some concept of prototyping. So many of us would have heard the concept prototype. All right. So prototype basically is one key thing that gives interaction to your design. All right. So most times you might have heard prototype, prototype, prototype. Prototype is one key thing we use to give interaction to our design. So it's just very much needed in your design. So one of the fundamental thing about UI UX is that your design should be able to have life. In other words, you have to give life to what you're designing in UI UX. So whenever you hear somebody use the word UI UX design, what the person is basically telling you is giving life to your design. All right. So I'm gonna be discussing more on it. So giving life to your design. So basically, the tools you should see here. This is your main menu. So for the main menu, what you'll be seeing here is back to file. So this main menu plays a role. I don't know if you use MS Word very, very well, you'll be able to notice what all these tools are all about, basically. So all these tools are basically used to take you back to get new document. So here you can see a new design file. If you want to create a new design file, you will see it here, right? If you want to create a new FeedJam file, you will also see it here. All right, I'm going to talk on FeedJam. I'm going to talk on design, basically. All right, so but if you want to create a new design file, basically you meet it here. If you want to create a new FeedJam file, FeedJam file is like for every business, especially Figma, for every business are competitors, right? FeedJam was created as a result of competition on a result of competition that Figma was sensing from Miro, right? Miro is another part of application we use for our UI UX, right? So I'm also going to let us know on the functionality of Miro on its own. All right. So that place takes us down to it. Now, FeedJam basically is used for your US. Remember, you are not just designing, right? Most people feel UI US is basically design. There's the US part. I would have loved to touch on US a bit, but I would just want us to take us through the tools for UI, and then we design something. All right. So US basically, when you hear the word UI is user interface, right? Basically, and then when you hear the word US is user research. All right. So let me touch that part so that it will guide us very plainly on what we're doing. All right. So UI is user interface. User interface has to do with what you are seeing, right? So as a designer, basically we judge design by what we see, right? So most times most people will tell you, I like the interface of that design. Oh, I love the look of this design. I love how this one is looking. Oh, I love how this design is looking so great. All right. So I would just want us to go to my drive. Let me pick out a document so that it will guide us. All right. So that would help us understand the whole functionality with UI UX. I just want us to have a very good broad knowledge because I would like to carry us to the foundation basically so that we can get the concept of UI UX on its own. All right. So UX is user experience. Like I said before, if you want to be a very solid UI UX designer, you must have a very good concept of UX, right? As I said before, UI UX is 70% UX, 30% UI. But most people judge based on design, but they do not understand the foundation work that user experience might have done, right? User experience might have done a whole lot of work by the scene. All right, so I'm just going to introduce us to some basic concepts. All right, so my name is Aginam Ibrahim. You can check me out on different channel. So I just want us to get the plain concept. So many might not understand the concept of user experience, right? So UI, as I said before, is user interface. US is user experience, right? That is just the shortcut. Now, when you talk of the word user experience has to do with the interaction the user is having with the company. In other words, people don't know the company, but they will get to meet the company when they interact with the application. Now, the concept of user experience is so fundamental in the sense that it will help you limit spending your money and wasting resources. So, in other words, if I know I'm designing for an fashion app, user experience will demand that I understand my target audience before I design for them so that I don't waste money designing for people that are not my audience. All right. So, that will help you save cost because I'm a strong advocate of knowing who you are designing for. Because if you do not want to waste money as a designer, then you should be very much fundamental to understanding that this and this are for my audience. Because if you design what your audience don't need, it will affect you. Like I said before, you can see a strong distinction between LinkedIn and TikTok. Why? Those apps are to serve different purpose. Yes, they are social media app, but their target audience are different. If you notice, TikTok has a very good audience with the younger generation. But when you come to the concept of branding as a whole, and you want to be a very strong brand, and you want to sell yourself as a business or as an executive company, you should not joke with LinkedIn because that would be one of the strong that would be one of the biggest stronghold for whatsoever you're doing. So a LinkedIn optimization is so critical that it helps you understand the concept of what you're building. All right. So now, why was LinkedIn? Because when you understand UX, you will now understand what will be your design structure. Because every design has structure. The way LinkedIn is designed is different from the way TikTok is designed. Is different from the way Instagram is designed. Why? Every design has its own structure because you are designing for a particular audience. So the moment I come to Facebook, I know I am on Facebook. Why? Because the way Facebook is looking is different from the way Instagram is looking, it's different from the way YouTube is looking. Everything has their own different feel. All right. So I just want us to understand the basic concept that everything has their own different feel. So that will actually help us. I just want us to understand the basic concept that everything has their own different feel. All right. So that will help us get the most strategy of what we're doing. So it will help us understand and get the basic strategy of what we are doing. All right. So User experience is very critical. Like I said, user experience is the feeling the user get using a product. Now, when the user open your application, what joy do they have? What was the feeling? How are they feeling about it? Was it do they have a good experience using the application? What was their did the thing convert? Like imagine you design a website, right? And then you're looking at most times most users stop at the home page. So the next question is, what is the conversion rate? Were people inclined? Were people excited to basically use the app? Now that will sell the concept to you that okay, this design. Because I remember most times some people know you about UBA. UBA have been trying to revamp their app. Basically, why are they trying to revamp their app? They're trying to revamp the app because of the color red. You know, red has a repulsion on people. So UBA had to find a way to make white be a dominant color. Yes, red is your brand. Everybody understands that. But then red has repulsion on people. So they now have to go sit down and find out why are people not converting on our site or on a mobile app? Most times it can be the functionality of Red itself because of how what Red poses. So when they understand this basic concept, they have to go back to the drawing table and fix what is necessary and what needs to be out. All right, that will help shape your mindset on knowing how to design for your audience. This experience is a whole ball game on its own. It takes over 2 months, 3 months to even understand the concept of user experience. All right. So why am I taking us here? Is just for us to understand the concept, right? Because when you are designing for Facebook, you should understand that oh, I'm designing for this set audience, so the structure of the app must be this way. Why is that? Whenever you come to a transportation app, let's say like Uber, the structure is different from when you're coming to a fashion app or when you're coming to an e-commerce app like Alibaba. They are designed for different purpose. The structures are different. Why? Because they have different audience for what they are building. All right, so I just wanted us to get the perfect picture of what happens on user experience. All right, so this will help us get a good understanding of user experience. Okay, so this will help us get a good understanding of user experience. So I'll be going fully now into right, so UI. This will help us get a good understanding of user. So this would take us full time. So user experience has 7 components basically. Your usefulness, desirability, accessibility, credibility, findability, and value. All right. So user experience basically helps you understand that whatsoever you're building must be useful. Now, if you notice most times, whenever you see a mobile application that um, they can come for one purpose. When I mean they come for one purpose, they will come to like let's take for example a loan app. You will see them they will come as a saving app. I'm trying to use the progression of Piggyvest for you now. If you know Piggyvest or you know most financial app, you will still come with one purpose. They can come first as a saving app. Then over time, you will notice that they begin to expand and they don't just stop as a saving app. They now expand from being just a saving app. You can now see them now become an investment app. So they have progressed. Why? They don't want to have limited audience. So the moment they progress from saving to investment, they are increasing their usefulness. Take for example your Facebook. Facebook first of all came as a chatting app, right? After it came as a chatting app, it didn't just stop there. So from just being a chatting app, it progressed and now began to include Facebook Marketplace. After Facebook Marketplace, you also have from Facebook Marketplace, it advanced and now has Facebook Ad Manager where companies come to sell their business on the application. Now that to me, and that is progress. That is progress on its own. All right. Now, when you have lots of usefulness, your application becomes desirable. So your app now becomes desirable because you are now providing a lot of usefulness. Since your app is desirable, usefulness is now gotten. Your app now becomes desirable because you are now providing a lot of usefulness. Since your app is desirable, usefulness is now gotten. Your app now becomes desirable because you are now providing a lot of. So I want us to understand the basic difference between usefulness and desirability now. All right. So desirability is most times if you notice, you can wake up today and you want to use WhatsApp. Why are you hungry to use WhatsApp? They have been able to create a level of desirability inside of you. So why? Because of they have been able to transcend and provide lots of value that you will wake up and feel, "Ah, I can't do without WhatsApp. I can't do without this application. I can't do without this. I can't do without using this. I can't do this. I can't do that." Why? The functionality is there. And then they've been able to create what we call desirability. All right. So the next one we're also going to talk now is we're going to accessibility. Let your app be very much accessible. Like let everybody, whenever you see Facebook, you know, okay, you're on Facebook F. And then there's also accessibility has to go with simplicity. People know, okay, I'm on this app, I'm using this is where I am. So they are not confused. So they know this is what they should be doing. They are at the right place. They know this is what is needed. So there's no confusion to what they are doing, right? So this will help shape a perfect understanding of what you're building. All right. So credibility is you build credibility over time after you provide a lot of usefulness. Take for example Facebook. Facebook has proved credibility over time. So you don't need anybody to tell you, oh, this social media app is amazing. It makes more sense. It's good. It's that. Why? They have provide so much usefulness that we don't doubt them anymore. So credibility is built over time of providing quality usefulness. So when you have been able to provide quality usefulness, people will see you credible. Quality usefulness gives you credibility. All right. So once you have the credibility built over time, quality usefulness gives you credibility. Another thing also you should also that should be your takeaway should be also findability. Findability is the same thing to accessibility. People can easily find your app. People can know, okay, whenever you see X, you know you're on Twitter. Whenever you see F, you know you're on Facebook. Now, this basic concept helps you with what you're doing. Should be also findability. Findability can easily find your app. People can know, okay, whenever you see X. All right. So usability is whenever an app is providing so much value, usability comes because usability has to do with it's tied to a lot of functionality the app provides, right? So if an app is providing a lot of functionality, the usability comes. And then when you talk of the concept of value, whenever you provide value, you make money. So whenever you are understanding the basic concept of UI UX, right? We are on UX. You only make money when you are providing value over time. And then the value, when you come to the subject of value, value does not stop at one place. You must be a consistent value provider to become useful. So now what you can start as a saving app, but don't remain a saving app. Diversify into loan app. After you're done doing becoming a loan app, you can also diversify from being a loan app to become an investment app. Now, this will help you, right? Because it now people now feel they can trust you, and then they can understand the value you are providing. So that's the concept of the value system. All right. I just wanted us to understand some basic things here. All right. From this place, I would just I think I've been able to lay a good foundation, because if we begin to talk fully on the concept here, it would now take us to a deeper foundation of what it's all about. All right. So US is just this is just a holistic concept of US. So I'm going to take us back to Figma, where I would want us to design something, because I would want us to work on design something now. All right. So um it's very holistic, right? So this tool here is what we call the move tool. So most times you would have heard the word move. All right. So most times you have heard the word the move tool. This is the move tool. Now this is the frame tool. All right. The frame contains the frame, the section, and the slice. All right. So whenever you open something like this F written here, Shift S written here, and S written here, they all stands for shortcuts. All right, so they are shortcuts. So in case you do not understand the concept, these things here. So if I press F on my keyboard, if I press F on my keyboard now, see, I can draw a frame. You see, so I don't really necessarily need to click on F here. Once I press F here, I can draw a frame. So that makes it easy for me to draw a frame. All right. So when you come here, this is your pen tool. Pen tool is basically used to sketch what you want to do that you cannot see. Like pen tool is um if you're looking for a functionality, or you're looking for a tool and you cannot see it, you can sketch it. So let's say I want to sketch an hamburger menu. I can see it. So an hamburger menu is usually three dash. So I'm going to sketch something now. All right. All right. So I'm going to come here. All right. So if you can see me, I'm creating an hamburger menu. Hamburger menu is basically three dash. So this is an hamburger menu. Then I can highlight it, and then I can group it. So it's used to create icons. So what are icons? Icons are basically used to create icons are basically symbols that we use to represent a function. All right. So icons are basically symbols that are used to represent a function. All right. So whenever you hear the word icon, you should know that there are symbols that are used to represent a function. All right. So that is the function of the pencil. Then we also have the pencil. Pencil also plays the same role as the pencil. So whenever you hear the word pencil, pencil is basically indicating the same role as the pencil. All right. So then you have the T. The T basically is standing for the text tool. So the text tool basically is a tool you use to type. So when you hear people say text tool is basically the tool used for typing. So let's say I come here, I want to type now. Remember I explained to you shortcuts are usually written by the side. So you can click here and get the tool, or you can press shortcut T on your laptop. All right, so I'm going to delete this. So I will just press T. Right, so T has come. So you can see now I can type on my board now. Right, so you can see I've been able to type. So this is the pen tool. This is the text tool, right? All right. So this will help you. And then creation tool is resources tool is where we go to pick resources. That's where we go. We want to pick plugin, want to pick components. I'm going to touch all of that, right? So hand tool basically is the move tool now. I'm on the move tool. That's why I can move this. So if you notice, I'm on the move tool. All right. But the hand tool, if I want to move the whole board, I use the hand tool. So let's come. You can see I'm moving the whole board. But the move tool is just to move the elements on the board. Then here's your comment where you come to comment and all of that, right? So you can also rename on your you can also rename your Figma board. I can rename this and put the name I want it to be. All right. So this is just us explaining the fundamental tools that we use here. All right. So if it's just the fundamental tools used on the Figma board. So I wanted us to get a very good understanding of what it's all about. So it's a fundamental tool we use on the Figma board. All right. So basically, is a fundamental tool that we use to run what we are doing. Okay, so let's follow up. Now, if you notice, whenever you click on the text, there's a border comes by the left here. There's a border comes on the left here. So if you are looking at the like now, I type something now. There's something by our right. I'm going to explain all of this. So this place kind of indicates different things that can be done to this text. When if you come to this text, you will see here basically indicates the font. The font. So if you sometimes you hear the word font. So that place indicates the different fonts we can use for what we are doing. So this highlights the fonts that can be used for what we are doing. And then fonts are very critical to what we are building. Fonts are very, very, very much critical that can be used for what we are doing. Okay, so fonts are very critical. So fonts are very critical to what we'll be building as well. All right. So when you come to regular, regular has to do with the degree of. So when you select a font, do you want it to be light? Do you want it to be medium? Do you want it to be bold? Do you want it to be black? So it's telling you the texture of the text. Why here it tells you the height. You want it to be bigger. So if let's say I give it 14 now, you can see. So here it talks about the height. So basically, when you see something like that, you're looking at the height. So that place is basically indicating the height for you. All right. So this just has to do with the basic concept of the text. Right. So if you're following, I want to see your reaction. I want to see your responses. This just has to do with the basic concept of the text. Right. So if you're following, I want to see your reaction. I want to see your reaction. Your reaction. Let's see people that are following. I want you to click I am following on the chat box so that I know people that are following what we're doing. All right. So if you followed what we're doing, react on the chat box. react on the chat box, react on the chat box. So it will help guide us on where we are. Okay, Balikis GMO. Okay, Balikis is here. Okay, perfect. So it will help guide us on where we are. All right. So basically, this workshop will run 2 to 3 times this week. All right. Okay, Balikis is here. Okay, perfect. So this place tells us about them. Then when you come to something like this, now you can notice it's locked. I'm going to explain why it's locked later. That will guide us on why it's locked. All right. So we're going to come. Figma is a very, very broad tool, but I just want to take us on a foundation. But basically, you are meant to understand fully what UX is all about. But I just want us to understand the foundation. So we understand what all of this is. Now, this one is for multiple tests. This is used to give it a line height. You can see it there. Then when you come here, this one is the letter spacing. You know the spacing between this. So if you want it to have a higher spacing, you come here. All right. So when you come here, yes, for paragraph spacing. So if I have more than one text and I want to give it paragraph, I come here, basically. All right. So yes, for auto height, if you want to give it a good height, you come here. So these ones are just for alignment. We're also going to touch it. But then there's something I want us to fill here. So this place is for fill. Fill has to do with color. Right? So color is, if I want to give it a color, I can come and if I click on orange here and I click here, changes color, right? So you can see it has changed color, but let's keep it black. And then if you notice, you will see a code here that's written down here. This is called hex code, hex code. So hex code basically for a developer, most times developers, they work with codes, right? So whenever you see a coder, they are working with code. So to us, we can take it as black. But they need an hex code to understand what you're saying. So they need an hex code to know, okay, this is what I'm saying. So to us, we can take it as black, but they need an hex code to understand what you're saying. So when you say red, red itself has an hex code. So when you say white, white itself has an hex code. So this will help you to have a broader understanding on what hex code is all about. All right. So this will give you a good concept on, okay, this is what hex code is all about. This is what I should be doing. This is what should be happening at hex code. Okay. So if you are getting value, react. So that would help you to get what it's all about. All right. So getting value, react. So that would sell the concept. So I'm going to be talking to us now. If you have your laptop, get your laptop, get your laptop. I would want us to take advantage of what is going on. So let's get our laptop. I'm going to give us 2 to 3 minutes. Let's get it ready. Let's get it ready. Let's get it done. So if you have your laptop, I want us to go get our laptops. That would help us on what is going on. All right. So if you're here, go pick your laptop. Go pick your laptop. Go pick your laptop. So, but I hope we've been able to get the basic understanding of what it's all about, right? Because when you understand or have a good basic understanding of what is going on, it helps shapes you as a designer. So it helps give you a broader understanding of, okay, this and this and this and this is what you have to do, and then it helps you get a good understanding of your design. So let's say, I don't know if you're with your laptop, react in the chat box, like like the video as well. And then I'm going to give us 2 minutes to share the link. I'm sharing the link to different groups. I want us to, if you are here, share the links to different groups you know that will benefit from this. Let's get more people to join. So share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link, post the link, post the link, post the link in places you know this will help designers around. So let's share the link. So this workshop will run for it should run for 3 to 4 days. All right. So share the link. Let's get more people to join. All right. So that will help us to join. Okay. So if you've shared the link, react on the chat box. You share the link. React in the chat box. I want to see our responses. If you share the link, let me see. Let me see our responses. Okay. A lot of people are saying they've shared it. They've shared it. Okay. Let me go through the live streaming app. All right. If you shared it, React. Right. So it's our first live streaming. So basically, more people would definitely join with time. That is so sure. But then I want it to be that there's a broadcast for it so that people get to get value. All right. So let's send it. Let's send it. So I'm going to be giving 3 to 4 minutes for that. So let's send it. So let's let people get value. So 3 to 4 minutes. So we commence because I'm going to be going to the design aspect now. So I want it that we all have a good understanding of what we're doing. All right. So let's get more people on board, on board, on board, on board. So we have 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But I've been able to help us understand the concept of US because once you understand the concept of US, it will help you get a understanding of the concept of UI. All right. So once you understand the concept of US, you can now get, oh, okay, this is what UI is all about. So this is what we are to do here. Because when you understand UX, it's a foundation to what you should do for UI. But if you do not have a good understanding of US,